The woman lay hopelessly on the bed, slowly pulling down her skirt. She was once again assaulted by the overseer. The reason she didn't dare resist was because this was the only way to avoid being whipped while working. 10 months later, Katie gave birth to a baby girl. She named the girl July. July gave Katie hope in life. But when July turned 5, the farm owner's sister, Caroline, happened to meet the adorable July. She told her brother she wanted July to be her personal maid. The brother always granted his sister's wishes and agreed immediately. Hearing this, Katie began begging desperately, saying she would do anything as long as they didn't take her child away. But the farm owner pretended not to hear, grabbed July, and carried her straight onto the carriage. He took her away. After returning to the estate, Caroline renamed July as Martha and told her that from now on she would be her personal maid. In the blink of an eye, over 10 years passed, and Martha grew into a young woman. Although Caroline treated her well through the years, Martha continued to harbor deep resentment. When doing the laundry, she would secretly cut off buttons from Caroline's clothes. When dressing Caroline, she would intentionally pull the corset as tight as possible. But even so, Caroline pretended not to notice. Unexpectedly, her kindness only encouraged the enslaved people to push boundaries. On Christmas Day, Caroline asked the black butler to go into town to buy supplies. The butler boldly demanded a $100 errand fee. This completely enraged Caroline, and she slapped him across the face. But the slap did not make the enslaved people accept their place. Instead, they began to retaliate against Caroline as a group. They deliberately replaced the fine linen tablecloth with unwashed bedsheets. They swapped the candles for cheap ones, causing Caroline to lose face. In front of the guests, she couldn't get angry, so she had no choice but to swallow her humiliation. Seeing this, Martha grew even bolder. She secretly passed fine wine through the window to her companions outside. But this quickly drew the attention of a white guest. He loudly questioned what she was doing there. Caroline immediately stepped in to explain, saying she had told Martha to stand behind her. But the white man refused to let it go. He said that if he wasn't mistaken, Martha had definitely passed stolen items outside, and they could check outside to verify it. Caroline was speechless, not knowing how to respond. Fortunately, at that moment, a group of British soldiers stormed in. They announced that enslaved people at a plantation to the west had rebelled. They burned the estate and killed the plantation owner. They were now heading this way. The soldiers said they needed to gather all able-bodied men to fight alongside them. The farm owner instructed Martha to stay and accompany Caroline while he left with the soldiers. But the moment he left, Martha began terrifying Caroline. She said they had already received news that the enslaved people were approaching through the small paths. If she wanted to survive, she needed to leave immediately. Terrified for her life, Caroline quickly packed her belongings and fled to town overnight. After Caroline left, Martha's true nature was fully revealed.